I see. I finally see where the hate come from. I'm not playing with him. I finally see. I told the nigga I'm not playing with him. Captain Gangster. You know. They gon' hate on me. And that's my type. I be giving them money, nigga. All my life. I'm not playing with them niggas yet. I do it right. I know it give me to the money, that be me, and that my type. That my type, I don't play with them. And that my life. I be giving to the money, nigga. And that my type. My nigga, yeah, be hating on me, yeah. You don't wanna do that, my nigga. I promise nothing like them niggas. She know me, and that my type. Get my type. Yeah, woke up in the club, Cody Meg. I'm on that shit. Bricked up with the money good. She know me. I got double key. Keep it on me with a wristband with a lot of money on thug shit. She know me. Stay go the one she love, nigga. I want all let go. Hating on me and never be proud. Never be right. Me know my life. Then she fucking, we get it tonight. I know she be knowing I'm there. I know she know I gotta get. She know I come to her 40 on. She know about that. I don't got a lot of you. She already know I do. Niggas be hating on me, but me, yeah, I keep it true. Whatever she need, my money be good. She already know what I do. And I don't be fucking with them. I only fucking with you. Niggas be hating since I stepped on the scene on the YouTube shit. I been getting to the money, nigga. You would think I'm about to break. You would think I served the club on some mud shit. And I don't hate on them niggas. They only hate on me. Why you hate on me? What? You already know how I be. What? I be on that shit. You already know I'm G. Cappy, I don't be fucking with you. So why you fucking with me? Cappy, key. Page like police. You already know how I be. Cappy, came in these YouTube streets, stepping B. What? Came through these YouTube streets, stepping B. I don't give a fuck. Them niggas always gonna hate on me. They gonna hate on Captain Keys, man. Nigga. Get him. I don't fuck. Captain Keys. How them niggas play? They gon' hate on me. You know why them niggas act like they don't wanna stay with me? We in DFW. When I come through, you already know how I be. Bag a bitch, take off the stage for 1, 2, and 3. She love niggas, she know I'm break. 40 mad for the other shit. I don't play with them, I get to the money. You already know how shit get. 23, I bought a Bentley. 22, I bought a club. 24, had another club. Swear to God, I show you love. I'm 30 out. Listen, you know what I'm about. I don't got to play with these niggas. They know that the money I bring in the house. Keep that 40 with them hollow points. I pull it out. Nigga be talking like he gangster. You know what I'm about. Nigga don't play with me. You know how I be. You already know.
What it do? 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 What's good, everybody? This your boy Gangsta Cat, man. You already know what time it is. I got the lowdown for the low now, and this is where it go down. OMG, I feel good this morning, man. I'm saying morning because I just got up like 30 minutes ago, yeah. What it do? What it do, family? Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me. Definitely for sure. Definitely for sure. Splash in the building. Ted in the building. What's good, gang? What's good, gang? I'm up, gang. I'm up. I got me some rest in. Yeah, I know I had to get a little bit of rest. Not too much, just a little bit. Just a little bit, y'all. I was tired. I thought I was gonna wake up in like a half hour. I called myself saying I'm gonna give me a little bit of sleep, a little knock it down a little bit, hour or two. No. 5 o'clock. There's a meeting in my bedroom. And please, girl, don't be late. There's a meeting in my bedroom. Shawty thinks she gangster. No, it's not that time. She says she want a real nigga. I might as well blow her mind. Dun, 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 dun. Today Friday, y'all. How y'all doing today on this Friday? My daughter go to prom tomorrow, man. Kimmy took off work. They spending all my money up. They spent all my money up, man. Yeah, man, I need some support, y'all. They done spent all my money up on prom. Fucking prom. I hate prom. I don't like prom. I hate that shit. So we don't like prom. They had no school today. They had Good Friday. Man, my son 20. My son my son will be 20 this year. He 19 right now. He'll be 20. My son will be 20 in December. Hey, my daughter 18. She'll be 19 in October. And then my other daughter is 17. She'll be 18 in October. My kids, man, I be them damn kids, boy. Grown ass kids, man. These grown ass kids. They getting grown too fast, man. Before you know it, they be big as hell, y'all. They be bigger than me. Well, all my kids bigger than me. I'm a little nigga. I need some money though. These kids need to give me some money. They need to put some money in their daddy pocket. You feel me? Lady Black Shade. What it do, Lady Black? Man, what a day, Lady Black. I'm glad I went to sleep early. If I didn't go to sleep early, y'all, I'll be just now going to sleep. Good thing I went to sleep, or I'll be just going to sleep around 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Wouldn't be waking up till about 8 o'clock this afternoon. Talking about something. I slept good. Yeah, fuck that. Oh, shit. What we got going on new, man? Let's check these news out, man. What's new in these YouTube streets? What's new, man? What I miss? So your boy is home, yeah. Twisted Black Twisted Black and Go Yayo got a song coming out, yeah. Twisted Black and Go Yayo. But I got a question, man. I got a question. What the fuck happened to all Go Yayo jewelry, man? What happened to all Go Yayo jewelry? Did he get robbed? Did he pawn his shit? What's going on, gangster? I'm not used to seeing Go Yayo naked like that. Which one of Go Yayo females got a hold of his jewelry and pawned that shit so they could come up while he was in jail? Because that little, what happened to all his jewelry? I don't know. Go Yayo had mad jewelry before he went to jail. Now he naked with one rope chain. But I guess you got to start over from somewhere, man. Guess you got to start over from somewhere. But I know, so they did this video at the memorial for little Chucky and his little daughter. This my nigga Herms the God.
That thing for me, but I fell asleep. I could not.
Okay, so they did. What's up, baby girl?
Look.
You told me to look for what?
Show you how dangerous I am.
You wish you was dangerous.
What's this, Mom?
That's crazy.
Oh. Let me see. I need you to what's that,
And he getting big as hell. I ain't gonna lie too. He getting big, dog. So Yayo put a little bit of weight on. Well, not a little bit. He put a lot of weight on. He put a good 20 pounds on since he been in jail. All right, come on, man. Yeah, come down here and start when I'm working. Can't walk into nobody's office and just do that. 50 times to get you shot. My boy definitely look like he gained some weight. My nigga gained some weight. Go Yayo need to let me get the interview. Go Yayo, let me get an interview, nigga. Let capgang come to the building. I'm about to find these niggas in the street. These niggas don't be outside though. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm in Fort Worth. These niggas do not be outside. I seen Go Yayo outside one time. I swear to God, I seen Go Yayo outside one time. That's when I first moved to Fort Worth on the southwest side. This nigga was he was on Sycamore at the gas station at 7-Eleven. That's when I was working at 7-Eleven. He pulled up. He used to drive a white CTS Cadillac. I'm from Jersey, but I live in Fort Worth. Yeah, I live in Fort Worth. Hell yeah. Yeah, them niggas, man. Now, them YTN niggas. Yeah, well, I don't know. Niggas don't be wearing them, driving them CTSs no more. Matter of fact, when the last time I don't even know when the last time I seen a CTS. I had one when they first came out too. Nigga, when they first came out, that shit was the shit. The 05, matter of fact, I need me another one. I need me another CTS. Them shit was dope. I had a gray one. I mashed that motherfucker up though. I got into a car accident on the highway and fucked my shit up. Right in Louisville on 35. I was mad as hell. I ran into the back of the truck. I was dropping my stripper bitch I had off at the strip club. That's when I was doing my thing. So I was tired as hell. Pooh told my nigga Pooh was like, don't go, man. Don't go. Let her take the day off. He was like, you too tired, nigga. We just got back. We just, you when you fucking in a strip game, we don't get in the house till like 8, 9 in the morning. So we literally just got in the house like 8, 9 in the morning. And the day shift started like 12 o'clock. So she had to be back down there for the day shift between 12 and 2. So I get up to go take her to the strip club. I'm so fucking tired. My nigga Pooh knew something was gonna happen. He was like, bro, do not take them kids with you. Let me watch the kids. He was like, I got the kids. I think Key Jr. had to be about 3 at this time. 3 years old. Kaya was 2. Calais was 1. I had all 3 of them with me. Good thing I left him. Cause I got in an accident like a motherfucker. Boom! I was mad as hell. He said they fell off. Hella problems to fix. I had Cadillacs, man. I love me a Cadillac. Them Cadillacs. I might give me an old back in the day Cadillac though. I'm thinking about getting me an old Broham. I want me one of them old long Cadillacs, like Grandpa used to have. Before I leave this world, I'm gonna give me an oldies. I'm gonna give me something old. Before I leave this world, I want me a throwback car. They act like they ain't never heard of Gangster. Damn, Miss Nikki baby back in the strip club? God damn. She back in the strip club, y'all. Don't take long at all. See what else we got going on. Finally, this nigga came to his senses, boy. I'm telling you, all it takes is for a nigga to get his heart break one time. That's all it takes. Get your heart broke one time, and a nigga will wake up, man. That's all it takes. Y'all think I'm playing? I kid you not. Let a nigga get his heart broke one time. That nigga let that girl fight his mother. He let that girl disrespect his mother. Now she over there piping down another nigga, piping down this other nigga, making you look retarded and embarrassing you while you locked up. Man, this is why I say it's a cold world, bro. This is why I tell people women is nothing is forever, bro. When you with a chick, unless that's your wife, my nigga, It's all for monetary gain. Everything is contractional, especially if she not your wife, my dude. Don't ever let nobody come before your mother. Don't ever let no female that's not your wife disrespect your mother. This nigga, I'm talking about this nigga went through hell and back disrespecting his mother for Krishan Rock. Now it's another nigga beating it up. And check this out, y'all. All y'all niggas swore she was in love with that nigga. Everybody swore Krishan Rock was so far in love and she was dumb for Blueface. Get the fuck out of here. I knew that shit was a play the whole time. I knew she didn't give a fuck about Blueface. All it took was for him to go to jail. If all it take is for a nigga to go to jail for you to be sucking on another nigga pipe, that let me know right there that you never liked me from jump. You just put up with my bullshit because I had money. This is the perfect example of how women will put up with your bullshit. They will let you cheat. They will let you think you the shit. They will fight with you, all in the name of money. Let that nigga have been broke, he been in jail for domestic violence. Let that nigga have been broke, she wouldn't have been taking all the bullshit, fighting these girls on the shows and doing on the Blueface show and all that other shit. Y'all gotta pay attention. He put that girl through a humiliation ritual on national television so he could get to the bag. Yeah, he definitely too old. How old is Blueface? Early 30s? I don't even know how old Blueface is. Let me see. How old is Blueface? How old is Blueface? How old is Blueface, y'all? 28 years old. God damn, this thing was born in 97. 97, gang. Blueface is 27 years old, gang. That is pretty old. 28 years old. 28 years old. That's old enough to know right from motherfucking wrong. That's old enough to know right from. It's still young. Still young, but it's old enough to know. Come on, man. It's old enough to know between the lines. It's old enough to know when a female is rocking with you just to be rocking with you. And bro, how she acted when he went to jail makes me believe that baby ain't his. Usually when a man go to jail and you just got a newborn baby by them, she getting tattoos all over herself for you. Bro, usually it's hard to get rid of them females. You know how hard it is to get rid of a female that actually love you, that got a baby by you? Real talk, y'all. I ain't even lying. Do you know how hard it is to get rid of a female that actually love you and got a baby by you? I'm talking about that really love you. I tell people all the time, if a girl got a baby by you and she walk away from you, she never wanted you. She never wanted you. You really got to do something to a female so bad. You really got to do something extraordinary for that girl to really cut ties off with you. When a woman that got kids with you cut ties off with you and embarrass you and start sucking on another nigga pipe and being with another nigga in the public eye, that's because she never wanted you anyway. Just think about that, y'all. I can see you fucking with a nigga behind my nigga back, but you doing it in his face. You doing it so the whole world can see. And I tell people all the time, you want to get a nigga back? You want to get some get back on a nigga? Y'all want to get some get back on a nigga? Fuck another nigga while he in jail. Fuck another nigga while he in jail. And watch the get back you get. Niggas hate that. You talking about making a nigga cry? Oh my God. You break a nigga's soul. You take a nigga's soul out of his body when you fucking another person while he in jail. Cause all we do is think about you anyway. All the nigga gonna do is sit up there and think about you. Think about you all day. Yeah, she couldn't wait for that nigga to go to jail so she could get that revenge. Yeah, pay attention. I ain't no dummy. She couldn't wait to go to jail just to get that revenge. I ain't no fool. Everybody know. Everybody fucking know. What's up, Kimmy?
What's up? What's up, Kimmy?
The trips was at Glenfield. You had to go to Glenfield to get the planetarium. Yes, and I'm not paying to see. I'm not paying to Oh my God, all
I see you, dog. I see you, man. Drop on that thing, man. I can't wait to bang, man. I think from the back, man. I think I need a break, man. Hold up.
Yeah, No, you be thinking like that's how you used to act. As soon as I'm doing something. Okay, but we need to talk. Hey, go check the channel.
As soon as you do this. Break time.
Break time.
That's it's gone.
Oh, I gotta do this.
You said what? Yeah, so this shit crazy, y'all. That's why I say, man, be careful, pay attention to how you fucking move. Because it'll always come back to haunt you. You can watch it. I got a lot of stuff to watch though.
Not really. I'm gonna check it.
My boxers. Hey, so now Blueface is apologizing to his mother. Talking about he apologized after all these years of disrespect. I thought a few females loved me more than you, but I was wrong.
As you should. It comes to your senses. That's right. Apologize to your mother.
It took for him to go to jail and see her getting piped down by another nigga in public. See, he always knew she was fucking, but he couldn't pinpoint. No, Krishan Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, she got a new nigga now, parading this new nigga around. Like you want to get back on a nigga? Fuck another nigga in public while he in jail. That's why I said she never really liked him. Everybody thought that she really liked him and she was stupid for him. No, that was all a play for the money and fame. Because if she really liked him when he went to jail, she wouldn't be fucking on another nigga already. She went straight for a new dick.
And the game get played. Even Jessica from Baltimore, she was like, "Yo, no, girl, like you getting disrespected in the industry, and people are talking about you, and I know you love this guy, and you probably do because you know us on the other side. You ride or die with him, you fall in love with him, you keep him.
But she didn't.
But because you have to start figuring out how to play, and then when you start figuring out how to play, she did exactly what she's going to do. She got pregnant, probably thinking that
that's not even his though.
Exactly, but nigga, so he don't know that.
He do, man. That nigga know.
Right. Okay. until he solidified that you didn't want to do all of that, then it's yours. Motherfucker, we gonna play this game. But why is it fair? Because we already out here playing. So don't get mad. But now he recognizing it like, damn, this is shit. I'm in and out.
The one thing niggas know is, bro, we trust loyal females. And sometimes we put our heart into the wrong females. It don't take for you. It takes for you to get smacked upside the face or a rude awakening happen to you to be like, damn, I thought this girl really cared about me. Damn, I thought she really had my best interest. Damn, I let her beat up my mama. Damn, I let her disrespect my mama. Damn, now niggas, now you calling back home from jail and they like, oh, you ain't see that bitch? She just did a video with them kissing on some nigga and all that. Bro, your heart be broken.
Fuck all that. Niggas do the same thing. She walked in, like she seen him do a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Disrespect her. She been on video having to perform with black eyes. Women get done the same way. Like, damn, I let you whoop on my brothers and my cousins and my daddy, and now you playing me. It's the same difference. I don't feel bad for him. You know why? Because they was both out here playing the game. We just watching the fucking board, as you said, right? That's it.
And she definitely was bopping.
Right. And like, not only that, you apologizing to your mother, I feel like it's way too late because she was the only one right for you. Now she's got a hefty. She got the background of the streets behind her. Image for Fubi. When she opened it up, she got the experience of that. She can hear it. So she wasn't lying to you because she's seen it all before.
He said, "I want to apologize to you for letting any female influences affect our relationship. I thought a few females may have loved me more than you, but I was wrong. I'm glad I came to prison because in my absence, I got to sit back and watch them use my downtime as a head start to their own advantage. You are the only woman entitled to be there for me. So now that all the leaves fell off the tree, I can get back to my roots, which is you. I love you. I'll be put." He said, "I'll be out in a few months. Come pick me up. Just you and my kids, nobody else." And then she put, "He knew today would be rough on me because we celebrated his brother's birthday every year he was in jail. And today, they're both in jail. I'll eat some cake for both of y'all because I know God got y'all. Thank you, son, that blue face. This means the world to me. Today is bittersweet."
You see niggas forget how to be doing their mothers. All of them bullshit in the streets and, and some pussy. We all get caught up somewhere, but like at the realization, like she said, I'm eating cake for both sons that's locked down. Man, don't play with me.
I'd rather have both my kids in jail than dead.
No, that's true. That's true because it saves their life sometimes. Sometimes because not everybody get their shit together.
Sometimes niggas be on a crash course,
right?
To the grave.
That saves you for a little bit. That's why they used to send
like I'm
to the military, so they wouldn't
I bet you Miss Nicole wish Mo 3 was in jail right now and would have got arrested for some of this shit he did, and would have never been on the street.
Right. That's a 90% of mothers who's lost.
She probably like, damn, why couldn't he just have went to jail?
I'd be fighting the case and going to jail and doing visitation versus seeing a headstone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because you can see when these niggas is about to die. Like, I don't understand how people don't see when they path is leading to the grave. You can see it. I heard it just the person outside that can see it.
They can't see it because remember, you're moving with clear eyes. And this is what I'm learning with age. What we think we know, we really don't know shit. You can come to people and be like, yo, you on a path of destruction, blah, 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 blah. They are not meant to hear you. You get what I'm saying? Because you're the only one that can do this. We take people's advice, they give it to us based on the wisdom, but at the end of the day, we always be like, what? I'm gonna do what I want to do, right? You don't see any of that. You have tunnel vision. It's not till you go through this journey called life, whether it gets real good or bad for you, but you're the only one that can go through it. You're the only one that's gonna see it. You're the only one that can change. The other people that support you, they'll be there when you come on the other side, whether good or bad. But it doesn't matter because I've always said, like, oh, people got to come in and make an influence. Somebody got to teach you this. At the end of the day, whether you start, how you finish is what really matters. You have a bad start, you want to start finishing off good. Some people start off good and they end up bad, but it's the only journey that you can travel by yourself. So if you're saying, nigga, you about to die, you out here in the block, they don't see that shit. They'll know it in the back of their mind, but they don't see it until for some it's too late. You're staring at the barrel of a gun. But you never get that clarity.
That be the fucked up point, because you always, every time you see a nigga in the street when he go, it's always somebody that was like, yo, I was talking to him. I was telling him. Bro, just like with the Mo3 situation. How many times did we hear in the Mo3 situation somebody say, bro, I tried to tell Mo3, you couldn't talk to him. You couldn't tell him that.
How often do you just hear people say that in general? I was trying to get it to. I put them there. I do this, and everything that you do really doesn't matter.
Like one common denominator that I hear Rainwater say all the time about Mo3 was like, I couldn't get him to listen to me. And that's the hardest thing when you're trying to control somebody to get them to listen to you so you can do something, but a nigga keep doing what he wanted to do.
You actually don't have control. You don't have the control you think you do. That's why, like when we was talking about stuff the other day, you know, you talking about people in certain cases. That's why you try to tell them. You intimidate, you scare, you mistreat, because that's the only tactic. But a mind of itself will do exactly what it wants to do. All of that other shit, it really doesn't matter. And I know it kind of rolls over people's head because you're like, oh no, I got control. You really don't. You think you do. The control is of the person who their self is, because they're the ones that's gonna do it. They're going to try to execute. If you come in and say you should change your life, if they really want to change their life, they're going to listen to you, right? But at the end of the day, it's up to them. Not what you say. What you say don't matter. It's what I do. And a lot of times, that's why you watch it. You watch people walk right into their own demise.
And speak on it. And then one thing I also noticed too, most people that's walking into their own demise always speak on it.
Yeah,
they're always talking about it.
Hey, you listen to the rap song, they crashing out.
You see them crashing out, and then they speak it into existence. Mm-hmm. When I die, nigga, know that you gonna kill me. Like King Von. Everybody, when they start crashing out, they start speaking about their death, and it's like, bro, Tupac did it. Everybody did it before they died. It's like they foresee, like, okay, this shit is coming to an end. Right. Like they see the crash course coming. And then instead of just getting off that track and going somewhere else, they just, it's like they just hit the brick wall.
Yeah, but a lot of these people weren't whole from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And it's real easy to get blinded because, like we say all the time, and I say today, you don't have spirituality. We just trying to survive this shit. You start trying to talk something to somebody else and they done seen tragedy of life, they're not really thinking about that. I'll never forget when they was talking to NBA Youngboy on his block, and that nigga was telling the cameraman, I'm depressed. I drink lean. I take this. Like the same shit you hear from all the rappers. He was like, my grandmama. He was giving you his whole rundown. You would think, oh man, he need a hug. Fuck a hug. He's far beyond a hug. He knows his day is coming. The crash out is already here. It's executed. You know what's left, right? What comes next? Because you have no strength. That's why I said it's your own personal journey. Until you get the strength to say, fucking, I'm gonna love myself. Fuck whoever doesn't love me, and I'm gonna do it like this. Then you start to, what do we say all the time? Open up your path, right? Because the recognition of that is on you. You're the only one that can open it up. You can't go to somebody else and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I need to get my life right. Can you do it for me? That's not how it works. You got to do it yourself. And the only way you can do it is if you have the willpower and the strength from within to do it. A lot of us don't. We're beating the fuck down. We're tired. So you just going with the flow, trying to get by to the next day.
The sad thing, it took for a nigga to go to jail. It's real sad that it takes for a nigga to go to jail to see that somebody in their life ain't good for their life. Let's keep it real, y'all. It takes for a nigga to go to jail to see that this woman really want to be with somebody else other than you.
It's called recovery. You have to send addicts to a place so that they can get clean because they don't see properly, right? So jail for some people, because jail seems like a day camp to me when it comes to certain people. They love it shit. They come back and go in, but it's supposed to be a rehabilitation center for the shit that you was going through. To recognize, this is for people who have that consciousness, to recognize this ain't where I want to be. This is not how I want to live my life. I'm not with my family, people that love me. If you have that, some people don't have it, so that gets knocked off the list. Ain't nobody out there for me.
And then you know the crazy thing about it, he got iPads out in there. They getting all types of shit. So he get to see firsthand how this girl is moving.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's all on the blogs. Her and her new nigga, people like, oh, he's so cute. And remember, she got it tight. This one
He
looks
looked
just like
good.
similar to the rest of
I
them.
was like, what?
Every nigga she get is like light skinned with
Yeah.
good hair.
People have a type. People have a type.
He got to be light skinned with good hair. And that's so now you start to realize like, damn, she ain't never got the baby with her. I don't even know if she got the baby anymore. If her homegirl still got the baby, because remember when she went to jail, somebody else had the baby.
Well, no, I just seen some recent videos and stuff like that with her, and it was like just the same. So I don't know if she picking up the child, taking pictures, or what. This is the whole.
You never know,
right? This is a lifestyle that.
But what I do know is that she played her cards wrong.
Oh, they was playing it wrong from the
beginning. Yeah, but she really played them wrong now.
But you don't need. But if you know how to play cards, you knew they was playing wrong, so you knew this fucking they was both gonna lose on this.
Yeah, but she playing them wrong. Because if you as much as you was hiding it when he was out of jail, why the fuck would you wait till he go to jail to put it in the open? Nigga, you really could hide it now. He in jail. That's what I'm saying. It always takes for once a nigga ain't in your presence, you see how much they don't give a fuck.
Right. He doing exactly what he doing. He coming to his senses and he regrouping and he recognizing a whole lot of shit. But at the end of the day, she doing the same thing, my nigga. She ain't giving a fuck about you.
That's because she get to be herself now that he's not around her.
That's usually what happens to women once they release their abusers. They get to be able to be exactly who they want to be, who they want to grow into be. They were not meant to be a fucking couple. Like, I don't know if people were like actually rooting for them to like get married and have children. Like that wasn't the fucking image. They was on Zeus, OnlyFans. That wasn't the image you was gonna get. This wasn't like Married in Bliss type reality shows. We was watching them fight. We was watching her get beat up. Both of them get drunk, argue about money. It was horrible. We laughed and it was funny. And I think it was so funny because I was like, this is abuse at its finest on the internet. And everybody loved it and shared it. So now she has the opportunity to be away from somebody who was toxic for her. She's toxic for him. So get your lives right. You don't need to be together.
Who was more toxic for who though? Was she more toxic for him or was he the toxic?
I don't know because I don't know neither one. I was
because if you really look at it, bro, it's almost to me. I think his career went down when he met her. When he started trying to play into that Zeus role. When he played into that Zeus role.
He's just as toxic because he was attracted to the toxic shit. She was fighting bitches. He liked her because she was beating them bitches down. That's toxic. That's not like she can't.
Yeah, but and they also said that's your money maker.
It doesn't. It's all toxic. Entertainment doesn't give you the proper shit. If it was proper, then we wouldn't be watching it and we'd be living our lives right. We like that type of shit. So he was already toxic because he fell for that shit. He wasn't a guy that was like, man, I don't need to be in this environment. I like bitches that's about their bag, getting their money. There's a bunch of entrepreneur chicks out here that we don't never fucking see. But you see all the vixens and all the ass in the world, right? All the new wigs, all the lashes. But all the entrepreneur girls graduating or girls building businesses, they don't get no play. They get the wrong niggas and, get done up wrong because they were raised right. And they just want to have a little bit of fun.
Because they don't go to the club and shake their ass.
Right, because they was raised right. But the guy that they need, he off fucking with a baddie that's doing him wrong, and now he's going to change his mind. And he was raised in the church or raised right, and now he's going to be fucked up. So people are just getting ruined by people who are already ruined. And you never get to meet the person you're actually supposed to be matched up with. He was attracted to that. That's why they got together. She was already fighting bitches, getting down. So she was attracted to a nigga who had the bag, right? He's the come up nigga. He's the boss.
Now watch when he get out. She gonna try to backtrack. I already know how it go. He come out, she gonna try to backtrack and act like she want to be with him again. But it's gonna be the worst downfall for her because she gonna be crying. She gonna be, you know how it go. Once your bag get out of jail and then he starts stunting again and start doing what he doing, she gonna be like, with my blue face. Watch, it's gonna be too late. And then the old nigga, the new nigga she with gonna be like, damn, that's all it took for him to get out of jail. Yes, my nigga. She's a bop.
She'll use his name as long as it can make her bag.
Exactly. And she once he get out, she know that bag is connected to him. That bag is connected. Their relationship is what get them the bag. The communication, the Instagram. Sometimes we have to be with each other just to get a bag because we make content off each other.
No, we just gotta be relevant talking about each other. And as long as that goes, but you don't even have to be with each other. Nigga, when you're on the gram, y'all are in separate fucking rooms on separate phones. And you're talking to the internet, right? That's all you need. You don't need to be in a real relationship. You just need to say something about him so it'll trend. And he need to respond and say something back about you. Then you need to meet it. Come on, you know how these PR people work. You know, well, Mona Scott did an interview the other day. I guess they getting rid of Rashida and them.
Yeah, they gotta go.
Same thing. They set up the scene. They give it to you. Okay, just like when we were saying, oh, the cops came and he got arrested, but they was so-called fighting out in public, sitting on the bench. Remember, got into a little scuffle. Somebody recorded it. I guess they homie was there, and then all of a sudden the cops showed up. Like, you set the scene. It's perfect for social media.
And social media take everything and run with it.
Yeah, they've been doing it. I told you, I seen that video of Ali fighting on the stage. The guy said, the newscaster said, I think this was a setup. I said, they was setting them up back then. Because I guess it was an iconic fight during the interview. He was doing an interview. He was like, and they started talking and they was going back and forth, and then it got intense, and then they got up and they got the top fighting, and everybody started shifting.
Come on, you talking about the Don King era.
Right. So
he learned from WWE.
Right,
he was watching the Wrestling Federation. He said, shit, I can do this.
He thought, like, is this the real fight, or did this set up? He said, because he works in that world and he knows that's what
everybody know the weigh-in everybody know the weigh-in is the catch. Is the last catch you get to get them last pay-per-view draws in. Remember how they used to do the weigh-in was always day before, right?
Interview on the news.
Catch the
guy. This is a black and white.
You gotta get it. Get it.
The guy said, I thought it was an act, but then it looked real.
Yeah.
But it's always the thing. That's what they do because that's what TV likes. They need that. So you need Krishan and Blueface to go back and forth at it for a little bit to stay relevant, bring all of those same fans that love that drama right back. And you don't really have to be with each other. You just get a few scenes, some pictures eating, and then maybe some pictures fighting, however it goes. We're going to make the decision on how rich they get.
So y'all getting close to seeing Diddy go to jail, man, for a long time. We're getting close.
He for real about to go to jail?
Yeah, Diddy trial is set for May 5th. Now, his legal team tried to set the trial back for 2 months to July. The judge has denied. Now, why has the judge denied? Because they want to hurry up and get him out the way. My nigga, one thing I learned about this case is they not letting Diddy use his money for nothing.
Oh my gosh, I have to see this. I have to see how this goes. I'm telling you. Now we done seen all of these cases that come through, right? We done seen some shit so far in 2025, and we already into just the 5th month. Just the 5th month. It's only getting ready to be May. We in the middle of April, about to be May. We done seen some shit with some cases thus far. I have no clue. My bones is actually tingling. I'm not gonna say nothing, but I'm so curious. I really hope this goes the way everybody wants.
I wanted to go. Bro, do y'all notice like every 5 years we have one big case?
Yes.
Like,
I'm not entertainment. Remember, you gotta remember this is all a fantasy. You guys keep dealing like this is the real world. This is all a fantasy. These people are living real lives, but what they give to you is the fantasy. This shit is fun to us, right? Takes us away from our real life for a few hours, talk about somebody else's shit. This is all staged. It's an imagination. That's why you got to live your
every
life.
5 years we like they think about all the people every 5 years that they get in this level. It's almost like a ritual that we gonna let you get big, we gonna let you get the money, but then the last end game is that your name might be chosen.
Yeah, when the movie they was taking the name out of the thread and your name was on the list.
And when your name get chose, it's either you gonna go broke, you get caught up in a criminal charge. It's like when your name get chose, something happens to you and you have to figure out how to get out of it. That's what I'm starting to realize. Because it happened to Weinstein, happened to R. Kelly, happened to Sean, happened to everybody. Happened to Irv Gotti, happened to Suge Knight, it happened to who else? It happens to let me think. I can keep going for days. All the people that go to jail or something happened to later on in their careers. Happened to the Nickelodeon dude. Like once you get to a certain level, your name is called Michael Jackson. You got dead, Prince, and then it'd be people out of nowhere. You wake up and you're like, what the fuck? Out of nowhere. Either Angie Stone. Either you get took out or you get put in jail, or they play the crazy, or they make you crazy and put you in a crazy room.
I seen what me and Kai were just talking about. I think it was like 2 or 3 random overdose deaths in the past few months with the artist that she knows, and I was like, that don't sound right because she was okay. Well, how did she get on?
But if they really love you, if they really like you, they'll just put you on medicine and play the crazy role and give somebody conservative shit like they did Britney Spears.
Yeah, but they don't. What they fucking did Britney bad.
She wasn't the only one they did that to though.
They made her go crazy.
Yeah,
they cut off her hair. They did her wrong. Then fertilized.
But guess what? But guess what? But guess what?
Took a kid.
It took for certain shit like that to figure out that that's how they do everybody. They did that to the twins from Full House, Caitlin and Ashley. What was her name?
They really have a drug problem.
I know, but before they had it, that's what a lot of that shit renders a drug problem. A lot of that shit, when people's controlling your life and you start realizing that I have handlers and you work all your life as a kid, you get older and you're like, hold up, I don't got no money. Macaulay Culkin, they did that to him.
But see, this is where
Webster.
But see, this is where it's so funny to me because we are living that same life. Our handlers are our bill collectors. We work all fucking day, bust our ass at some jobs, and our handlers, bill collectors, they on time like a motherfucker. So imagine and that's pressure to us. We drinking beer, might buy you beer after work, smoking weed, or whatever else you do, and that's hard on you. So imagine being in this type of industry where it's so much pressure on you to perform. You have your own life because you're not just Britney Spears for the public. You're Britney Spears in the mirror. You know, and you have your own problems before you even get on camera. It is so much. So it's like all of these people are just regular fucking people. They're just under way more pressure than what we are. We can't even manage the fucking pressure properly. So how are you expecting these people to do that the same way? How do you expect that? The same thing with their sexual tendencies. We know people who are inappropriately having relationships with children in our real lives. We know people who are doing a whole bunch of things to women inappropriately and drugging them in our real lives. So why would you not think that celebrities with access to a lot of money and people, not
the same shit.
Right. So we actually are living in our own figment of our imagination because you have separated yourself by money. Why? Because they told you should, but in all actuality,
we're also
they're the same fucking people, right? Going through the same problem.
That's what celebrities always say, nigga, I'm human too. You forget that?
Right. I go to the grocery store just like you and me. Cardi B said you was talking about people being able to go out in public, and she said they catch so much pictures of her going to Target and to like Walmart and shit, and she don't have her makeup on. And she said in the beginning it bothered her, but she was like, I was doing this before, so what the hell? I still have to go to the store. But she just was like, I wish my life was back into private. But what do you think they have to brush their teeth with? Gold? Colgate. Or whatever they have to, you know what I'm saying? Pads are still the same. These are same basic needs that they need to run their household. So yeah, they can send it to their house a zillion times, but they want to go out to the damn store too. They want to try on their shoes at the store. And unfortunately, they're just the same. What separates us is they're millionaires versus us 9-to-5ers. So we're like, oh no, you should be good. You don't have somebody bring this to you. We thinking about it like this. Why you out in public? Because they like shit. I need to get outside.
I be stuck, nigga.
You saw Michael from this trying to go home from it, and they was still like,
Imagine his life. He couldn't go no fucking way.
You took freaking, what was it? Chris Tucker told you started hanging with him. And he was like, he put all his stuff like hat and shit. And he was like, you think people will recognize me? He's looking at him like, motherfucker, you Michael Jackson? Of course. Yes, they're going to recognize you. There's nothing you can do once you reach a certain
bro, they treated Michael Jackson like they treat the Pope.
Yeah, they treated him better than the damn Pope.
When he would come out, they went crazy. Man,
we were watching the thing where Ace went to Brazil, and they got that whole section dedicated to him. They stuck on the memorabilia still, the pictures on the wall. Like, he was one of those that broke barriers around the world, not just within his. He was relatable to everyone, and that's why you would see back in the day when you watch those concerts, maybe of an age, but people would be crying.
But that's why they had to get rid of him.
Right.
You know why they had to get rid of Michael Jackson? Because he got to a point where he thought he was bigger than the program. That's one thing I'm starting to realize.
He learned he learned the program and wanted to engage, and you guys said,
he thought he was bigger than the program. He tried to buy Marvel, and he had already had a vision that he was going to buy Marvel. Exactly what they doing right now with the Marvel comic books. Remember when they turned the Marvel into movies?
Yeah.
That was Michael Jackson's idea. He talked about it and everything. He said he wanted to buy Marvel and Disney. He wanted to turn everything into actual movies and all that. And then all of a sudden, as soon as he died, that's what they did.
Oh, they had already been making this Marvel.
No, now I'm talking about making them into actual movies, like they were just doing Superman and all that. He wanted to buy the Marvel section of it, and he wanted to put all that into actual movies, like how they did with Cage, with Luke Cage, and all that. That was his idea, bringing everything into actual life form, and that's why whenever you try to get a piece of the pie, it's a wrap. Just like Bill Cosby, he tried to get a piece of NBC. He felt like, yo, my shows is what made this production all the money and all this over the years. Let me get a cut. As soon as you try to get a cut, oh, nigga, you got to go.
It's like paying me twice. No, it's not doing that.
That's what they look at.
So you made your money off of making us the piece of the pie. Now you want a piece of the pie too? We let you help us make the pie.
Now you want to buy it.
Now you want a bite of our pie.
Now you want to take it from
right. But see, that's business at its finest, because they will help you. And I was reading something about capitalism, fascism, socialism, all of the breakdowns, and it gives you an example. Basically, that's what it is. You help me make the money, but you don't get to use it with me. Mm-hmm. You made the pie for me. You made it so good that they brought me a hefty pie. I'm able to eat this pie for a really long time. Thank you. You got paid for bringing me the pie, but you can't eat the pie with me.
That's what they be trying to do. That's where all the commotion start. That's where all the deaths start, because they want a piece of
right.
pie.
Do you recognize that that's where all the death starts in any type of business? Whether entertainment, anytime, as long as you're the worker bee and you do your job, that's why everybody has a job. Your job is to do exactly what you're going to do. As long as you do your job, you're fine. When you start trying to get a raise in a position that we feel you're not there, it's business. That's why I think it's crazy. You can definitely tell that a lot of people don't pay attention to their day in and day out, because you live this hierarchy on a small scale, just in your workspace. Can you just walk up to, and yeah, you can. You just walk up to your supervisor and go, like, you know what, I'm about to take your job. I'm about to be in the meetings next week. You think that goes over well? Or they start seeing you push your way up in here. Does that ever go over well?
Nah.
No, it causes problems in the office because you're gunning for my job. You want to sit at the table, not with me, because this seat that you get may possibly remove me, right? But so many people sitting at the table.
And that's what happens. That's like when we watch Empire. That's why I said they gave you a perfect example.
They give it to you all the time. Everything.
Perfect example. He ran the company, built the company. It was his shit. And then they tried to take him off the board and get rid of him. Take your company right from you and say, we got better plans and we don't like what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Because now you're dealing with a board. You're dealing with a board. So it's easy to vote you out. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's why I said this. It's a dirty game, bro. It's a real dirty game when you dealing with these motherfuckers. And when they want to get rid of you, my nigga, they'll put your ass in jail. That's the best way to get. They already know the best way to get rid of a motherfucker is put them in jail. Put them in jail because you can't beat the system. That's why they know all your secrets. That's why they hide them until they ready to use them. They play the card.
You do you, because they know everybody. If you know about money, money brings a little attitude, a little swag about you, and everybody gets their hands dirty in something because nobody's perfect. We're human. Somebody's doing something somewhere, and you are usually comfortable doing it around people that do some of the same things, but you don't always realize that these people, in order to maintain their status, keep a little something in their pocket to stay there. And that's how you should be playing it. But most people be like, I don't want to play the game. Well, too late. You already in here.
That's what you was playing like that.
No, once you sign a contract, you part of the game, nigga. You playing just like when you get in, you say, oh, give me the icon. We about to play Monopoly. Give me the thing. I'm on the board. I'm doing this. You don't just walk away, nigga. You gotta cash out. And there's things you gotta do. So I always keep something, especially in this world, because that's what keeps me getting out of the way. We always talk about rappers snitching. They keeping something in their pocket because it's business, my nigga. I need something for me at the end of the day.
It ain't no difference from rappers snitching in business. Real corporation.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's their way of
we keep trying to say it like them people, they. No, nigga, us. That's how we do. And if you're not getting down like that, you're probably losing your point. You're probably getting walked over. You're probably not in the position that you want to be in. Because your mindset is too trusting of these imperfect fucking people who are going to look out for themselves at any time. That's why people be saying loyalty is priceless. Yeah, because you don't get that nowadays. So if you get a loyal person that's down to ride with you, you better fucking hold on. That's no joke. Because those people come a dime a dozen, especially in 2025.
That's like I come a dime a dozen. Y'all heard that. Y'all heard it straight from the horse's mouth. When you get a loyal nigga like me, you hold on to him. Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Well, actually, life said that. Like Jenny said in the song.
It
wasn't Snoop, so okay.
I know I brought the Snoop up, but yeah, life did say that. See, Kimmy gotta learn how to listen to me, man. Y'all heard us yesterday. They put her in place.
Yeah, I got discipline.
She got discipline. I got the best line. You know everybody repeat my line, bro.
What?
My new bitch gonna discipline you.
Oh, really? Oh, that's what
they like that line.
They
like that. Remember I
said but you see what I'm saying? You see how people love that line? How fucking toxic is that? But that's how you know you just gotta laugh.
They wrote this thing about new bitch.
Because when niggas gravitate to shit like that means that's where their mind is. It's like, damn, you ain't never gonna have a good life. That shit is treacherous. Trust me, I'm telling you, it's treacherous. When people don't know what they jumping into, you always have problems with shit like that. God don't bless no mess. And if he did, you see it. That's just the truth. Niggas be living around in mess thinking that they're gonna get a blessing. And then they be like, oh, I got baby mummies. Now the bitch done burnt down my car. Now I ain't got no motherfucking money. Oh, no, nigga, you thought this was a motherfucking blessing. Don't teach people that, Keith. Raise your people up. We trying to get them out of the fucking situation.
Damn, she not coming home.
Who?
Huh? Oh, girl that caught that motherfucking DUI, Karen Huger.
Oh, yeah. I meant to tell you about that. I watched the show and all the other stuff, and she had went to jail. She did.
On the show, they showed her going to jail?
No, the girls were talking about it at the reunion. She wasn't at the reunion. She did a video. That's when she tried that rehab thing, and they were saying she should have did that before, and they was like, I don't know why she thought she wasn't going to go to jail when they had the fucking video. Now, when we seen it, that's when they seen it. They didn't know it. Remember, she was still walking around lying. They knew she had a drinking problem, and one of the girls was like, no. She tried to butt in. I think it was a light skin because they was like, oh no, she had a problem. Kept trying to tell her. She was like, no. She was leaving brunches, not like tipsy, like fucked up, and they were trying to stop her. Like it was getting worse and worse. So where she should not have been driving at all.
Why she wasn't taking Ubers? Lyfts. Like you got money, you could just make one phone call. I don't get it. You got one.
They mentioned that too.
And you could take a ride. Niggas could give you a ride.
Everybody says that about people who get caught up in a DUI. So it's like you have that option. Well,
she was denied early release. So she was denied work release. She thought she was gonna get work release. And I'm surprised, bro. You wanna know why? Because I've seen a lot of people get work release on DUIs. Oh yeah. I had work release before. Mm-hmm. Usually when you got a job and you run a family and you got a business and shit like that, they usually don't deny you work release because you still have to be able to maintain your life. Mm-hmm. And if you can prove to the judge that me going to jail would halt my everyday life.
And it wouldn't. Her husband.
I know, but I'm just saying, if you can
Right.
prove that it halts your everyday life,
Right.
then they will allow you to go to work and come to jail on the weekends.
Well, let me tell you, her best resume was the police body cam video. Because remember, she is rich, according to her video. She shouldn't have been sitting like that. She didn't want to be in handcuffs. She was calling for her husband. All of the things that you're trying to give the reason that the judge should have took into consideration. She gave to the judge. She's rich. She's Karen Healer. She's on TV. She can do it, so ma'am, you think they don't watch you on the show just like they don't watch these rappers, or they don't know who you are, or make themselves aware of who you are once you step into their courtroom? No. Denied.
I'm pretty sure they know who they are. It's a small town.
Right. One, you're not the worker bee of your household. You're living very well. We see how you live on your Life of Luxury show. We heard you say it when you were in police custody many, many times over. You actually were requesting better treatment. So no, you are denied because your celebrity, although it does add to the household income, that's okay. You can take your time because she's very well endowed in her head. So the humbling is what experience she's getting now. Now, if you thought it was an act just for the show, you got to see in real life. She's the Grand Dame. And she said she's dropping that name. She doesn't want to be called the Grand Dame.
Well, she's fucked up now. It don't matter because this 2 years in jail is going to be some time.
She's too old to be in jail.
Imagine 2 years.
She's got a daughter. I would be going to jail.
Do you know how long? Do you know how long 2 years on work release would have been though? She would have been going to jail for the next 7, 8 years, 6 years. Because especially if she was only doing 2 days a week.
Right. So
that 2 years, that 600 something days would have turned into
way more. So yeah, take your time.
So the judge probably like, fuck that, get it done and get it over with. It's
not like you in a chain gang. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she's going to be in
something. Hopefully she get 2 for 1. I don't know if she get 2 for 1 and be a trustee. But this shit about to humble her like a motherfucker. Cause ain't nothing like going to jail, putting on them slides, having to wear that little brown or orange outfit.
Teresa Giudice went with her husband. Now he's over in Italy. She did her little time away from her daughters, and she had younger daughters at the time. She left them when they were little. They're like them.
Yeah, but they went to the feds.
Went to the feds. Then who else went?
We talking about state jail and feds.
Oh, that's right.
That's
it. This is DUI.
You go to the feds. You gonna eat good. Ain't gonna be no real criminals in there like you in the feds because these are all federal charges. And then the big federal crimes, they put the white collar people with the white collar people and the federal people. So you get treated different when you're in the feds. Some of the fed jails got tennis courts.
Yeah, this is state.
John Gotti was in the feds and he was playing golf.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So these niggas right here, she in state jail. She gonna be eating that slop.
So Fed, okay, I'm gonna leave it alone.
What you about to say?
So Fed jail is really sounds like boot camp for new crimes.
It's like a country club.
Country club for new. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Country club for new crimes because most crimes. I know in the businesses that I
depending on the federal prison that they put you. They put like high-level prisoners, federal prisoners go to the nice, people like John Gotti, the niggas with money. They go to
the money.
They go to the big federal prisons where they could spend some of that money in the prison.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it's always separate. That's a philosophy. It's always separated by class and money. So all of these other people that's like banging and going crazy, you guys are low-level criminals. We have to support y'all and your families any motherfucking way. You guys on the other end, a little smart. You created whole organizations on the golf club, on the golf course is where most business transactions take place anyway. So the federal people are just knocking them holes in, having these conversations. So it's not like you're fighting. So what are you doing? You're talking. What do you usually talk about? People who are those type of minded people are talking about a new fucking business.
Mm-hmm.
Not we gonna get out, we gonna rob nigga. I know he got the bag, and when the block, because we gonna come back and get you anyway. But you niggas. Y'all play at the top of the board, and we like to play because we play in the same board. We just don't let you know we do. So what do you got to say? A lot of eyes and ears are up there. They let us just, It's like
them niggas got the nice basketball court. Bro, if you Google and look up some of the nice federal facilities, you'll see they went to nice shit.
I didn't think
compared to how,
just thought it was maybe a little bit better than
just like how regular jails, they got certain levels. They call them maximum
level,
medium level, and minimum level. Minimum level is like going to boot camp, and it's like going to MHMR, and you got the doctors, and they treat you like you sick and you young. You can walk out the pod anytime you want, play basketball. Nobody tell you what to do. It's like kitty key work. Then you got the medium level where you might be locked down for 16 hours, 8 hours a day.
Basically, the A and B is like your honors classes.
Yeah.
And all the rest of them are just like
it's levels.
Because that's what I'm saying. The thought process between the two criminals is completely different. Oh, we be together, right? Right. So we're not together. So the thought process is this is my A and B class criminals. They didn't quite do what you roughneck niggas did, but they know a little something. I can use this. You know, you have a little taking it out up there, but you niggas
why you
rough, straight.
Why do you think they're very particular on where they send them?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like every prisoner don't go to the same prison. You don't know where you going. One nigga might be sent here, some person might be sent here, some person might get sent here. Especially Texas. Texas sell their prisoners. So you could go to jail in Texas. Like in New Jersey, you go to jail in New Jersey and have to stay in New Jersey. You'll go to a New Jersey prison.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know. So I was thinking that when you go to jail or prison, you stay in your state.
Not in Texas. Texas sell their prisoners like they sold slaves. In Jersey, they don't sell you. So you either gonna go to Trenton State, you gonna go to Rahway, or you gonna go to one of they Annandale or one of their lower prisons. But in Texas, they sell you to a property. So they could sell you to Kansas. They could sell you to
do your time somewhere else.
You can do your time somewhere
else.
That's
why people be saying,
I
want to stay home if I can. And usually ask.
And what happens is that state that they sold you to is they getting a percentage from the government.
Yeah, I was just
and then they also pay. It's like selling it. I sell you this beer. You get to keep that beer for 5 years. You got a 5-year sentence. I want 30% of how much you make from the government. So if you getting $200 a day to take care of him, I want 30% of that every day.
Wait a minute. Okay. Who made that legal?
That's what you mean. That's what they do.
Wait, okay, but you said that. I didn't know anything because I don't know about the jail prison system, none of that. But it's always I can hear underlying business. So this is what I'm saying.
That's why they say the jail system is really a business because
everything we do, we rewatch the Matrix. Everything here is operated on business. It's all business from the ancient.
Why you think when you get a ticket, traffic ticket, you can't pay that traffic ticket, they lock you up and put you in jail for a day.
Right.
You get $140 per day.
Mm-hmm.
Say you got $300 ticket, they be like, oh well, you're gonna go to jail for 3 days.
Okay.
Right? So you get 140 a day. So now that 140 a day, that's coming from the government.
Yes.
That's paying to the city. Okay. But when you go to prison, somebody has to hold you, a facility. The facility get paid from the federal government. The federal government pay them based off of every inmate that's in there and how much every day they stay. So they pay you 10 cents a day to work and do shit, right? But they're getting paid $260 for you per day.
Right.
It's just like a business. What is the business? The business is to feed you on the lowest amount. If I'm making $260 a day off of you, how can I feed you the cheapest? So I want to feed you the most bullshit food, all that. So now I'm feeding, so I can keep the money in my pocket. Then I want you to buy commissary. So now I'm taking more of your money because you're gonna buy commissary. Then we make you buy the shoes, the socks, the underwear. So now we taking more money from you because you gotta buy your toiletries and stuff, and you want to live good. Then we start selling radios. We start selling TVs. And then
we start to work. You become part of the corporation.
No, I'm telling you how the prison system
works.
No,
the prison system can't operate if you got unless you got a lot of criminals.
But that's why. But the criminals come from the rat.
Yes, but right, that's what I'm saying. It's a vicious cycle. We know you're already destitute from these communities and down bad. How do we know? Because we got your daddy locked up in here, and your mama's been relying on us for a long time. If she's not in here too, if they're both still alive, right? Because we put drugs in the community, so we already know you fucked up, right? Then you institutionalize yourself with all the shit that you hear from grandma, slavery, lifetime, and white folk, and all of this shit. So you out in the street, loose fucking cannon. Don't take no drugs, right? Now you 10 times destroyed. Where are you going to come on home to jail, right? When you come home to jail, then all of the corporation starts. But the plan was already set in stone. We knew you were on
the trap was set
right,
for you to
right,
get
because we knew you were going to be easily drawn to the bait.
Yeah.
You were already destitute.
It's like mice.
Destroyed.
We set the trap.
That's right.
Some mice don't go. Some mice
right,
do
but we
go.
already made you sick. So we knew that you're already sick. You're already special education. All of these qualifications, all of these things that we talk about within our communities, it's already there, right? So they just watch you go down the line. And if you're not, we already know these areas and demographics suffer from these the most. Why? Because they're impoverished, abuse, and all types of other things come with being in these communities. Mm-hmm. The children are affected. They have to go to school. When they get to school, now we get to test them, talk about your household. Mommy and daddy, those are always the first things. Mommy and daddy, I don't have.
Why do you think they started doing it?
Right. Then you start talking about drugs and what proper things, because you're trying to build a conducive human being, right? You know that this is going to be an issue because in these communities, these kids are seeing things at home, right? They're already showing you when they come to school, they can't sit down right. They fight with the other kids. So now we're talking about, hey, kids at home, mommy, daddy, you sit down and eat dinner. Well, I don't eat dinner. I don't know, mommy. So now you know from the instruction is right there from the beginning. You're weeding the kids who have the mommy and daddy structure, who are going to learn differently from the other kids who are already going through trauma, and you start to separate them. That's why society only teaches you what they want you to know. You have to go figure it out. That's why. But what I'm saying is the pathway is already set because you know the people that you're dealing with. And you know that they're going to end up on either drugs or in jail or dysfunctional families. But that costs you, as the down people down here, we're saying we need help, that we need, it costs the government to help us. And they're like, nah, fuck that. Regardless of how this goes, we're going to make it back regardless. Because once you or your baby daddy come to jail or rely on us for other programs, that corporation starts to grow. They always stay lucrative.
Bro, they're gonna be lucrative no matter what. They
built
a corporation that you have to fucking depend on.
Designed from birth. When they come in and try to get your information for a social security number and a birth certificate.
So it's levels to it. They know they know who to attack. They know these certain people depend on us. These certain people don't depend on us. From 100% from 100% Cali, if it's 100% people, we know the 40% class depend on us. This 20% don't depend on us. This other percent are on their own. They live off grid or they do what they do. But at the end of the day, the whole goal is to get people to what? Depend on the system, depend on the corporation, depend on how we live, how we do shit. But at the end of the day, the jail system, it is all about money. It's built off money. It's designed money. That's why richer and richer. But we can't control that because, like I said, it's designed. It's like a mousetrap. The way they set it up is set up to like the perfect business. And you can't stop it because, first of all, they've been studying us as people for so fucking long that they know what to feed us to get us to do radical things. How is that possible? Because when your kid goes to school and they are testing, they automatically start testing your kids in school. They know what geographic area you come from. And then they know what area to attack. Whether we know to tell tell your parents you have a special education problem, so you need medicine. Now they attack all these kids in this area with medicine in this area code. So all the kids. So for instance, if we live in North, all the kids that on the east side, we're gonna put them on medicine. We're gonna say all the kids that live on the north side. Yeah. So now you know what area you attacking.
And now you're sending them to these doctors in this area to diagnose them, because you know the doctors are working with them too. They're going to diagnose these children.
Well, the doctors get paid off the diagnosis.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm saying it I'm saying it to where people that don't understand, because clearly people don't understand. So now you're sending your child to the doctor because the teacher said, hey, this child looks like they have this. Take them to the doctor. You go to the doctor going to say, hey, we got to run some tests. We're going to do this. We're going to watch them, have a specialist, blah, blah. Okay, you know what? Your child is this. We need to start him on 1, 2, 3, 4 program, right? Now you go back to the school. My child qualified for 1, 2, 3, 4 program. Well, you know, since your child qualified for 1, 2, 3, 4 program, you qualified for this in your household. Okay, already struggling household is like, oh, okay, yes. What do I qualify?
Well, they tell you that before to get you to go to the doctor.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's all part of the business. While you think while you are still in the thought process of thinking that you're getting your child help, because remember, your average person is trying to just live their life, take care of their family, regardless of the fantasies that we see on TV about being rich. You want to live a good life, take care of your family, and be wholesome, right? We're not all waking up to have broken homes or tragedies. That's the basic. Regardless of where you come from on this planet, you want to be able to take care of yourself, live, eat, and be able to take care of your family. Those are the basics. All the extras come. So now you're talking to a person who's probably already struggling with this child because they don't know what's going on. And now the school says, hey, this is what's wrong with your child. Take your child to the doctor. If you qualify for these, this is the program. Now that helps you, right? You're not realizing you're just putting yourself into a system and your child into a system. You're thinking they're here to help you because they're in disguise as advocacy programs that are funded by different places or new programs that are in by the government. And you think, well, I live in a society where people should help each other, right? That's how we think genuinely. And in all actuality, we forget it's about the bottom fucking dollar. The life experience, not the inner experience of feeling as a good person, but being able to survive here physically. That's what it's about. So you as a person who's already going through this and you hear these people, you're like, oh yeah, the lady gave me the form and she's trying to help. They're not trying to help you do a motherfucking thing. Besides, get you introduced into the system, locked in and solidified.
Every time they get a new person in the system, that's more money from the federal government.
It's like watching the stock market go up.
Like that's what people understand. Like every time the school system get a new person on special ed, the school has another person added to the tally, and they have to have a certain percentage in their school of kids that's on special ed that's considered special ed, just so they can receive a certain amount of money in federal grade. Right. So if it's almost like this, bro, if 10% of your school is special education student, you fall under this tally and you receive this much money.
Right, because we know this area for the doctors.
If 30% you tally for this. If 40% you tally for this. So they fight to have as many kids as they can so they can tally, especially a school in the inner city. They know they're going to get a lot of money. So they tell these teachers, I need 4 kids. It's almost like they put quotas on these teachers on how many kids to get out of their class per year to be signed up for special ed. Right. Like not I'm going to teach you. Not I'm going to teach you and I'm going to make you better, but I'm looking, my job, instead of teaching you, my job now is to observe and pick out the ones that I need to get on special ed.
Right, and they know that based on the demographic because you live there, right? They create these medians of households and what the areas are. So we know the majority of people, 50% of the African-American people in this area suffer from A, B, C, and D. Right. So when you know these children get to school, you're already going to know. It's not like you as a teacher can come in here and be like, oh, no, these kids are doing fine. They're learning. There's no get the fuck out of here. We know damn well down in the A and B pork and beans section, 50% of these people are on something. So there's no way that these children are just elevated. So they give you that.
But they're not even trying now. They're attacking them early. These kids are getting, like, before you even hit first grade, they already getting subsidized and put on IEP programs. That's what they like. Before it was like they used to tell you, oh, we can't even do nothing until we put at a certain age. Now they diagnosing these motherfuckers early and earlier. Then they're 6 months old. a year old.
Right.
These kids
So
and you be like, yo, hold up, the motherfucker ain't start walking yet. The motherfucker
right.
don't even know how to talk
hold
yet.
Up their head by themselves.
And you already
But why
diagnosed.
do you think they can introduce that? Because they're already introducing it to a person who is down and out in the first place. Because educated parents, you can't play that shit with them. You trying to diagnose my child at 6 months? Are you fucking insane? The baby can't even roll over.
That's what they doing now.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. You know the demographic to present that to. The person that who already knows
and they
is not going to take that.
And they give you a caseworker that come over and say, oh, you got to hold her. She got to roll like this. And you be looking like, bro, she not even 6, 7 months. Right. And she making you, and they're looking in your face as if your baby retarded. And like got something wrong, and because you're not even given the chance to grow.
They're looking at you like you retarded, and they're taking advantage of it because you allowed the fucking caseworker to come. Right, you're in the demographic which allows caseworkers. Right, you're in the hood. Right, you're in the trenches. We know caseworkers come out here. We know the level of adult that we having to take care of. So we know that your children are dysfunctional. We're not even going to wait for them to get to school anymore.
It's almost like that's what they doing.
Right. So we're looking at you like she don't even know. Okay, sis, come on, sign this paperwork. We finna help you, give you this, and you like, okay.
And check it out. And they doing it, and they doing look, check it out. And they doing all that in the name for some free Christmas gifts during Christmas for a couple of boxes of free food that's gonna come twice a week. Some free back to school shit they gonna give them for back to school for free vouchers that go to the store, the food stamp card. All this is a package deal.
So they know you were talking.
Look.
You just gave all of that.
Look, hold up.
Hold up.
For 20% for a program that's gonna come pick up your kids after school. Hold up, for a program that's gonna pick up your kids after school and give them daycare. So now you ain't got to pay for daycare. So you feel like you're getting free daycare. And you have to keep up with all the amenities and what they tell you to do. So they got to be able to come to your house 2 times a week and check out the kids. They're gonna give you free diapers and all this type of shit. All this now it's almost like putting CPS in your life, right? Also you can get a Social Security check, and also you can prove that they disabled. Before it's almost like a pre-disabled. You proving that they disabled before they disabled, but somebody got to be in your life to say they disabled. That's coming from the social worker office, and they were checking the kids out. And they like rolling. Can he roll over yet? He is taking a long time to walk. He should have been walking by now. And you like, everybody don't grow the same. And so
there's milestones. See, that's what it is. It's milestones that babies have to.
And if they don't take them milestones,
that's true.
And if they don't hit them milestones, you can automatically apply for them certain assistance because you can say, yes, something wrong with this baby.
Right, but you have to know something wrong with the baby because the mama just let you come in here and give her free every fucking thing, or to sell the baby for some fucking checks. So you have. This is what I'm saying. The root. When they say the apple don't fall far from the tree, motherfucker, that is not a lie. That is the truth. I know your baby's not going to reach these milestones because I've been working with you. And I know all of your background. I know the baby's dad. We have him in custody. They know all of this fucked up shit about the parent that ain't got their shit together. We probably even know your mama and your grandmama. So we know this child ain't going to hit these milestones. So instead of even waiting to make it look like you care till the child gets to school, now we're saying, you. We already taking care of all of y'all on SSI, food stamps, and all of that other shit. We know the baby ain't going to come out no different. So we might as well just do this early so that we can start getting all the funds out there. Because that's what it is. You're not going to see something completely different from the product. The mama that you made this agreement with in the first place is the source of this child. If she hasn't reached some of these milestones as an adult, why the hell do you think the child is going to reach these milestones? That's what I'm saying. They know their demographic.
And we just were saying that earlier. They are not only just they know their demographic, they already know who to attack. Because just like Google keep a record of certain things, the state definitely do. Right. So they know the families that's already on food stamps, government assistance. They know more. We already know that if we were supporting your mother and she was on food stamps, 9 out of 10 times we're gonna be supporting you too.
Right. And then they say discrimination. No, it's fucking real shit. Because that's the stuff that we got ourselves in. We got comfortable with accepting shit from the government. We put ourselves there and we staying there. We not trying to leave. And anytime a motherfucker try to leave, you be like, oh, that nigga too uppity. He trying to leave. It's hard out here. It's hard out here for every motherfucking body. But we became fine with it because immediately after you pop that baby out, you looking for the government. If you ain't already got the packet paper filled out.
It's filled out.
Right, it's filled out. And they know why, because you were already on.
But and this is what's crazy. They know who to bring it to in the hospital.
Come on, thank you.
When we was in the hospital, they ain't bring us no shit.
This is what I'm saying. People, and everything is different for different people and in a different demographic. Because my experience was not the same as a lot, and I'm from the fucking hood. But my experience was different from the other people in the fucking hood.
They did not bring us no food stamp.
They didn't say, where is the daddy? Will he be here this afternoon to sign the paper? The paperwork was just already given, like it was already fucking ready to go. I don't remember all of that back and forth bullshit, but you know the demographic.
You want to know why? But you want to know why? No.
You want in Newark, Columbia?
Yeah, that too. But you want to know why? Because the hospital is not playing the game no more. They looking to be paid. And they can already differentiate who ain't going to pay to who is.
Right. If you come in here with insurance and Medicaid,
they already know
because there's qualifications for you to get Medicaid. It's not your fall, and 90% of the time, if you're falling under thing, and in the real life, you can look it up. Some guy made a comment about Black women, just talking about our community, but he said single mothers, but then he singled out Black women in our community are the worst. They're the detriment to society. So he brought up all these statistics, and I said, niggas always be talking shit because it took two to make this child. But then at the end, with how it was broken down, and this is there, I can pull it up. It's the actual statistics for everything and how they break it down per society, per people, not just us. Our shit is fucked up. And a lot of it falls back on the mama because she signs the paperwork. She puts her child into this situation because she's already at a disadvantage. She doesn't say, and which we should say, not all of us, but the majority per statistics that they take is saying, let's put them on these programs because they don't have the man there. It makes it easier for them and it fucks your child up from the beginning. Why are you probably in this situation? 90% of our problem is because we don't abstain.
Bro, do you know how many
we ain't life plans?
Do you know how many people? Listen, we be wondering why our kids is fucked up by they 18 and crashing out. My nigga, they been on medicine since they were 6.
Because we told you to take them to the doctor. They gave them the diagnosis.
And they put them on Ritalin. Then he go from Ritalin to this. Then he go from this to this. All because, and every time a new drug come out, they want to see how it work on them. Well, take this drug, give them this medicine, get it refilled every 30 days. Now you turned your child into a what? Into a test tube, baby. Yeah, he's being tested on.
You're a test tube.
Right.
That's what you are. You are basically a test. Science is a test.
Yes. So now with then check this out. Now the young nigga get 18 and he say, can't nobody tell him what to do no more. And now he not taking the same drugs on the regular no more. Now the nigga mind is going left, right, up, and down.
Streets going fucking crazy.
And he's the young nigga that you could get to do whatever the fuck you want. Why? Because he already ain't mentally properly there no more. Mm-hmm. This is the issue. And this is why it's a setup from jump. Because they basically prepaying you to get your child prepared to go to prison to where we can get paid.
That's why I said, because I didn't know you can sell people to another state.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of these states,
but that is some shit They
sell you like a piece of clothing. And each state get a percentage of it. They work out, they broker deals on you. Just like it's nothing but slavery. It's modern day slavery. Just like how they was selling slaves back in the day. I'm gonna sell you for this and he gonna go work for you. Yeah. That's what prison is.
And they make the most money off of us because they know we're gonna like it anyway. We were just watching, I was making a joke about the Hustlers 1989. I said this is how they knew who they was. Because as soon as you get a little bit of money, all the bitches had furs. So now we could admit that we still in slavery. Yeah.
Because now all they did was figure out a way to turn the prison system and monopolize the prison system into slavery without calling it slavery.
Yeah, but see,
because
it's
guess
more
what?
dangerous now because it's not just about running crops and sugarcane. Now they got it. They got to a place to the pharmaceutical.
But let me break it down for y'all though.
We all hooked.
I know, but that, no, I'm talking about real slavery. Yeah. I'm talking about real slavery. Slavery back in the day, niggas used to have you in chains. They still have us in chains. Slavery back in the day, they used to have the guards. They still got the guards in the jail, right? Huh? Still got the guard. Ain't got nothing to do. Still had the guard.
And then I gotta.
You be making something to do.
No, I'm not. I gotta get the hairspray, which shouldn't take me but very long. But
okay, you making stuff to do. So now you got the guards, just like in slavery. So then they feed you all no different. Feed you bad food, just like they fed you bad food in slavery. You had your master, which is your warden, just like in slavery. You had the masters in jail, you got the warden, just like in slavery. Then they put you in work in jail. Some people work on license plates, some people got to work on crop fields. They put you to work, just like in slavery. Right? Then only difference now is they even give you a little bit of 10 cents a day, just like they did in slavery. They still have that same slavery concept of how much they pay you. Niggas be in jail for 10 years working and get out with a $33 check, just like in slavery. The whole concept is still the same. It's just put into a modern day term called jail to make you think that you not in slavery. But if you go to jail, your ass enters slavery. But the only difference is that you have to commit a crime to be put into slavery. Because where back in the day, you was automatically birthed into slavery.
Well, then that's how you figure out who's a slave and who's not. Because free people are what? Free people. Right. They don't do things to become a slave, right? They do things to stay outside. So if you already have the slave mentality, and I don't think slave mentality has anything to do with color anymore. That was back in the day. Especially in 2025, people have indoctrinated slave mentality from either us as white folks or black people, vice versa. It is all around because now that's what makes it more lucrative. Before we just had one target and maybe a few other demographics for the target. But now we can get even richer because everybody has a slave mentality somewhere or somehow, because a lot of people now more are misfortunate coming from these areas. This is going to be beautiful. And those that want to be free, they're on the outside with us. They're usually doing our work. They're doing productive citizen work, things that don't get them tied up. But the motherfuckers who still caught us as slaves is like on the block doing shit, walking around bonnets all lost and shit. That's not going to get you anywhere. You're already on the chain gang. We know you're going to do something. If you don't do something, the nigga you fuck with or the offspring, they're going to come here eventually. Because free people have a mindset that makes them want to stay free.
And we're going to put you back in slavery.
Right. Slavery is the mentality now. It's no longer just the job. It's the mentality. And we are fine with staying there because it's comfortable for us.
Yep.
We use shit that we heard from grandma to keep us here. And then we look at our outside when we're, looking at our communities and it's all fucked up. You waiting for someone to take care of you. Your freedom is not thought to be, let me do it and remove. You stay. So that's a slave mentality. So they already know. They got this shit.
But a lot of people I don't think a lot of people put two and two together how much slavery and jail coincide together. And how much it's basically your modern day slavery.
Well, that's part of being a slave. If you recognize that, then you become free.
But I'm just saying that. But a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, that's
like they don't. A lot of people don't put them like all the things that I just said. How they paid you in slavery days was little next to none. How they pay you now when you in jail is little next to none. How they fed you in slavery was the worst of the worst food. How they feed you in jail is the worst of the worst food. They took all the same common denominators and put them in the same shit. But the only difference is that slaves wasn't in a facility. They were outside. And jail, you're in a facility and then you go outside sometime. I would rather been a slave probably back then than being in jail. Slaves probably was treated better than being in jail right now. If you probably asked them people that was in slavery and they could see how they created jails, they'd probably be like, what? You niggas got jails? Think about that.
I think about that a lot. I think about real life, not just what we try to.
I know, but think about this, how dumb we are.
That's what I'm saying. I try to think about real life, not just try to fathom ideas of perception people create. It could have been. I mean, we look at it like, oh my God, but I mean, if we run on numbers now, you know what I'm saying?
Remember we watched videos of slaves that said they had good masters, and everybody's experience of being a slave wasn't the same. Some of these niggas,
your fucking life experience ain't the same as the next. So no, I believe that. I don't believe that everybody had a back. I tell you all the time, I had the privilege to meet my great grandmother. That wasn't her stories. Like, she was able to play and go back and forth. Whatever the situation was then in that time and how he was looked upon, that was his problem. But what I'm saying, as far as her childhood, she didn't have any bad stories because her and her 13 brothers, and these are 13 of them with the white man at this point, are going to school. They're able to live. They're able to have a life. So it wasn't like they were doing things that maybe somebody else's experience would be like, no, I wasn't able. My grandmother or my great grandmother said they was here. It wasn't that, you know. So that's just the truth of where it comes down to.
So my point is, what I'm saying is, the people back in the day, like if you could take them old generations when people was in slavery and take what we got now, take the prisons, take them prisons. Like, say you take the people that was in slavery, right, and you make a picture with all slavery people, and you take all pictures modern day today of all prison people, right? And you have them looking at each other, right? And they having a conversation with each other. Slavery people will be looking at the prisoner people like, how the fuck y'all let this shit happen after what the fuck we've been through?
Right. You know what? That's crazy because I thought about that before. When people say that, we truly forget because we be holding on to slavery from our family, and it was so much that we use it today. Even modern day kids who are in college have never seen a noose, never been experiencing it, but you just know, as Black kids, we know it's there. What you mean?
I can cut my natural nails.
Oh no. Okay, well wait. Okay, we'll talk about it later. Right. So you look at it. I'm losing what I was about to say.
I know.
No, we were talking about, from slavery to now. If you look at what has gone through and transpired through time, and what we've learned from history, because we do as Black people, we indoctrinate our kids with our past because we have to teach it to them properly because it's not taught to them in school. With doing that, they see things like roots and all of that. So that's part of your day-to-day life, although you may not experience.
Well, we was talking about.
No, that's what I'm getting what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So you're already receiving this. I'm talking about from that time, from slavery. You're getting that information from whoever your root was. Grandmother, she's going to tell you about her experience. You talk about grandma, my grandmother talk about everything that she went through as a child. So you listen to it and you internalize it. That doesn't mean I experienced it. As Black people, we keep that. That's why we always talk about reparations and our ancestors and all of that stuff. If your ancestors were to look at you from where they were to where you should have been now, yeah, they're going to look at you in like disgrace. You're looking at them from a perspective of what's been shown to you. All we see about slavery is getting whooped. How many slave movies do you think turned out to be good?
None.
Right.
Because
right.
But that's my point.
Right.
And that's why I say
nothing beautiful about it.
But that's why I say if the people that was in slavery could look at the prisoners and be looking at them face to face and talking to them, people in slavery would be like, damn, my nigga, y'all was better off still being in slavery
than being up in here.
You're in cages. We were in huts. We had our own little houses. Whenever you watch the slave movies, they had their own little houses. They had their own little homes. You see what I'm saying? That's why I be telling people don't realize that we actually created our own demise. And how do I say that? Because we claim we wanted so much freedom that we didn't realize that we were actually fucking ourselves up. It's almost like when we desegregated us and we should have been still segregated. Why? Because now you claim that you wanted freedom, but now they gave us jails. Jails is worse than slavery. So if the Republicans and Democrats come together and say, hey, we're going to put a bill on the law, we can take away the jails and go back to slavery, or we can keep the jails. What you think they're going to vote on? Who's going to vote on keeping the jails and who's going to vote on slavery?
Are you talking about
from Democrats and Republicans?
Oh, of course, the Democrats are going to want to keep the jails. They're not going to want to be fucking slaves. Slavery, the idealization of slavery is not good. So they want to go back to that.
And so Republicans would say go back to slavery, right?
Yeah.
And who freed the slaves? The Republicans.
Right.
Okay. But so us black people and us people that's in prison, what do you think they'll be voting for? If they smart, they'll be voting to put us in slavery.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Modern day slavery, they were treated better than we are today. Our modern day prisoners. I'll take an ass whooping any day from my master than to be treated how our prisoners is treated today. Threw in the hole for 60 days. No contact with your family. Can't see the outside world. Prisoners don't see the outside world. No. Slaves got to see their family. Got to see their family on a day to day. Y'all better pay attention.
They got off.
Back to slavery.
They were always on call, but they got off. The whole master said, "I need you to pull a horse around and make them up."
I gotta do it. But guess what? I'm going back home. I'm going to my kids. Take me back to life.
Them niggas sure do like to make a whole lot of babies. They like to fuck, don't they? We can make more babies and stuff. And
every time you make babies, you doing what? You helping master.
Exactly.
Because that baby going to work for master.
Right. Because y'all like to make a whole lot. That's what it was. So, I told you my great grandmother was one of 13.
So what would you rather be in? What would you rather be in? I'd rather be in slavery than be in prison. Because if you was a good slave, you ain't have to worry about getting them lashes.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about that. See, I'm not worried.
Yeah, I'm a good slave.
If I had to choose between the two, I'm gonna be all right. So I'll go back to this place.
I'm gonna go back to
if those were the only two choices, then yeah, I would have to go back to that because I'm gonna be good.
So that's why I say if you pay attention, my nigga, what is worse? What we supposed to get in time in 2020, 25, we should be better than we was in slavery. We're worse.
We're worse.
Shit, prison is worse. Prison is worse. Have you watched the prison shows? And then the people that's in it, nigga, I'd rather be slaves.
Look, the dogs at the shelter have a better time. When you walk to the shelter and they all barking, and you go to jail, the humans are acting the fuck up. No, I would not want to be in jail.
And guess what? I bet you the prisoners would be better rehabilitation if they were slaves than it was being prisoners.
Lady Blockchain, is that who that said? I can't see. She said Democrats and Republicans work together to keep all of us separated, no matter our race, in my opinion. I believe the same thing because it all comes down to the green, the mighty dollar. And that's green. It ain't got nothing to do. Black, white, Asian, European, wherever you come from, the dollar here in America is fucking green. And capitalism is always at its best. So that we have this mentality of segregate all of this shit and they thrive off of it. We create programs, Black Lives Matter, everything off of separation of us to try to create inclusion. But what happens? You always need money for the movement, and the money is always green. So they create their Republican, Democratic parties, all of these other parties, all of these demonstration, picket lines, protests. Everybody needs what? Money for your movement. So if I can sell you the separation, you love it, you do it.
Okay,
LGBTQ,
stop right there. So that's basically You see how you said if I can sell you the separation?
Yes.
That's basically what they doing right now.
That's exactly what they're doing.
That's basically what they doing right now with the Metcalf case and the Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, they're just letting us run.
They're selling you the separation so they can get money.
Right. You haven't seen any videos yet.
Yeah.
But they're tender. And how do you know that? Because you watch TV and movie shows where you see, what is it? It's on TV. It was on one of Tyler Perry's new movies that was on Amazon. It's exactly the same thing. They let you get race related and they let the people create their own. They hold back whatever evidence they have because they know they can incite a riot at any time, depending on what they've seen. But they let you play with it.
You want to know why they do that?
Movement.
A lot of people don't know. Do you know the most money is made off of racial?
Right, divide and conquer.
Do you know the most money is made off of racial events?
Off of any
No.
Oh, for
racial movements. No. Listen to what I'm telling you. No movement has ever made more money in history than anything than racial. Yeah.
I'm talking about slavery. So it's like from the very beginning, it has always been about
racial is the number one. That's why they keep that, and it'll never go nowhere because I can sell a KKK shirt. I can sell the Black Gliders to those supporters. I can sell the Confederate flag to those.
I got it all. We got
separation. It's almost like the rap business. When you keep niggas divided and you keep beef amongst each other, it sells, right? So keeping niggers going against white people, keep doing shit that makes us money.
Right. That's why when you see a rally and they show it all over TV, Fox, people be like, "Oh my God, it's one fucking rally in the last 300 years." You get what I'm saying? It's not like it's your everyday thing, but they sell it to you. You get excited by it. You get upset. You see the white folks out there with their shit. So what this happens next week? The black folks come out. Yeah, now we got
who all make money?
Exactly. Yeah, they do.
Exactly. And who all sells the merchandise? They do. Who all makes the merchandise?
Who has to get the money for you to hold your protest?
They do. and who do they ask for the money to hold the protest?
People?
No, the federal government.
Right.
See, you apply for all this shit
for permission.
And they get they give you the permission from the city, but then they go fill out the paperwork to tell the federal government that since you allow these free protesters and all this stuff, we having these protesters and we need the funding because now the police officers have to work overtime. Yeah. They have to be outside doing it.
Goes wrong. People start a riot.
No,
get destroyed. The community.
That's why they put the bricks out there. Why? Because when the community gets torn down, they know you are going to come
get emotional. We already know you're emotional.
No, they know you are going to come to the city for what?
Mm-hmm.
Funding. Exactly. And we get that funding from who? Right. The federal government.
We just don't know.
It's a crime.
Right.
it's a crime.
Yeah.
And they play it better than us. Just like on a lower level, we call them what? Insurance scams. Mm-hmm. On a higher level, guess what they call them? Federal scams. Because let's keep it real. Our state employees don't like them niggas at the top too. They be going up there cursing them niggas out. Fuck you.
You think
nigga, it's Texas. Fuck y'all. You heard Trump arguing with the chick from Maine. He just said, I'm cutting off all your funds. You'll get no federal funds. Because she won't listen and do what he tell them to do. It's everybody got a boss. And guess what? You might got state money. You got state money. That's like
all rely
on federal money. That's like having a crew. We make our money in the street, but then it's a nigga it's an Hefe in New York that everybody get the bricks from, and he say, I'm not giving you no more bricks no more.
I'll start now what?
That's it. Ain't no difference.
Yeah.
So Trump give it. So when you able to put these fake ass programs together to get federal funds, every city level is trying to put. It don't matter what program they find. They trying to find some program so they can get funds. Because guess what? If you need 20,000, we asking for 100, and we keeping 80, and and you gonna get your 20.
Right. That's
you see what I'm saying?
That's why they have the insurance. The government insurance. That popped up in like an email, I guess now since it's the beginning of the year, they send out all those emails. And I was like, damn, they still have this. But, people are still required to have medical insurance. A lot of people get it through their jobs, but some people are not offered it through their jobs. But you're required when you do your taxes to have, they ask you these questions. So the government.
Remember, we never used to have that.
No,
you gotta make me get it. Now they making you.
I don't think I ever. I mean, besides the kids, I never paid for
now
my own health insurance.
But now they making you do it. Every citizen has to have it, nigga. Then you pay for it.
They want to make sure that you are.
No, it's because they want to make money off it.
Yes, that, and not only that, they sell you to your friendly pharmaceutical companies who are kicking it back. It's a vicious cycle. That's why things like Skid Row and all of this shit is crazy, because now it ain't just a black white thing. They all out there, and they don't give a fuck about fucking us up. We are, and they know we're gonna get fucked up because we're already going through shit emotionally. We're already mentally insane. I told you that I saw 5.3 people in America are diagnosed with some form of, medical diagnosis. Not that you're 100% crazy, but it's like anxiety,
schizophrenic, bipolar.
It's a classification for life. Basically, any emotion that you can go through now that you're supposed to go through life, but you're supposed to go through life, there's a diagnosis.
But that's what we said.
Medication
they create these diagnoses because remember we just talked about it. Let's fall back to what we just talked about. And when you start diagnosing these people at a young age and you trying to hurry up and get these niggas on medicine, they started coming up with all types of shit. You talk too much. My nigga, there's a diagnosis for everything. First of all, like you said, I would be diagnosed. If I went to the doctor right now, they come up with some shit and say, that nigga schistosomiasis hypovosis. We be like, what? Yeah, that nigga diagnosed me. No. They'll be saying, yeah, you're hyper. You can't stay still. You can't sleep. Oh, people that can only sleep 2 hours, 3 hours a day, we call them SCOC type of people. They'll come up with every type of situation for what I am. Then they'll come up with a drug to say, we need to give you this. You need to sleep 7 hours a day. You ain't sleeping long enough straight. They'll come up with all types of shit. Then they'll say, you're too hyper. Then we say, we got to calm you down. They'll have me sitting in the corner. They'll have me bug the fuck out. Niggas in the house will be looking at me like, what's wrong with that? Daddy be sitting here like this.
Yeah, because the environments don't work.
Because that's what they do. Because if you're not quiet and like this, then you're not normal. But I'm just a regular motherfucker.
No, you're not. You're not.
Bro,
you're
not regular.
No, you're not. You know why? Because it ain't no fucking joke. Like you told your fucking story, nigga. No, you're not. And that's how they know you're not.
I'm normal.
You told your story. You talked about your mom. You talked about being hit by a car. All of these situations that have happened to you in your life. Normal people don't have this shit happen. They're home with their mother and father. Their parents are playing with them, trying to read books.
No, I'm talking about my mind.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. That's how we just talked about classification, where we come from. Based off of where you come from, all they had to do is look at your background. No, nigga, you're not normal. That's why you have IEPs. That's why you have Medicaid. That's why you get diagnosed.
I never took medication.
No motherfucking way. That's because you chose not to.
No, I never been diagnosed.
Because you left the fucking doctor. What I'm saying,
I've never been to a doctor to get no
what
medicine.
I'm saying, well, someone should have took you, because then that's what
you
mean.
Listen,
nigga, let me finish what I'm saying. All I'm saying is exactly what we've been saying since the beginning of the conversation. They know you. They know where you came from. If you tell your story, they be like, oh, we knew her. We knew him. We knew all of y'all. You didn't know we knew him, but we knew all of y'all since you were born. And then they know what you've gone through. So they're not looking at you by no chance of fucking normal. That's why they're diagnosing you and giving you medication. Because normal people are doing fucking what they need to do to be productive citizens. Normal people get up, they get their kids together, they get them off to school, they teach them manners, they teach them how to behave when they go to school, they go off to work, they make their money for the government and to live for themselves. They come home, cook dinner, go to soccer games, they try to do wholesome shit. They ain't trying to break up. No, they're not trying to break up families and do shit. They're trying to handle their business so that they can live good, flourishing lives. That's a small percentage of fucking people now. So the majority of all of you, white, black, or Asian, is fucked up. How do we know that? Because we done seen you all in the office. We done all seen you at the doctor. So we're going to medicate you, okay? And wherever the chips lie, we got these facilities called rehab and other advocacy services. If you make it there, thank God. If not, we'll see you on the other side. That's how this goes. They're not that's why they give you that. So that breed can die off and they can bring in new. It's not for you to recycle and live when you're a wholesome person, you live forever because you try to live right. When you act like a piece of shit and you go out to the world and take whatever it gets you, it's a short lifespan on that. And they know it. So they get lucrative off of it and they bring in something new. That's why it's so important for you not to have an abortion. We need new life It has to succeed who you are. The old will die off. You need the young to come in and produce something new. If everybody wants to be a fucking baddie and a turn up or live their life free so they can get a job or they just didn't want that nigga, that means new life is not being born. Society is fucked up because the lifespan has changed. We all want to be on a different side. We want to be businesswomen. So women are not getting married. They can't trust the niggas, and the niggas don't like bitches, and they fucking them over and they doing them wrong. So there's no family dynamic. With no family dynamic, we have no children coming here. And the children that are coming are getting aborted because women don't want to have to deal with a fuck nigga or losing their job to take care of the other kids that you were already taking care of. You need that generation to come in and take care of the old. Society is messed up. So this is what I'm saying. It all is a bad, vicious cycle. And the only people getting messed up is us. Now, I'm not just saying our kinfolk, our color kinfolk, just humanity in its own. Because we're so wrapped up in a society. We never broke away from those chains. That's why I said it's a mentality. If you still thinking about every fucking weekend on a turn up, you already a slave to society. You didn't think to take your ass in and try to build a fucking business and get up out of the fucking chains. You're fine with being a part of it. That's how they know you're a slave. Those that break free, they start trying to watch them carefully. Oh, that nigga reading. Oh, that nigga getting educated. Oh, he building businesses over there. Oh, motherfucker's trying to teach. Let's see what he's trying to teach. You know what I'm reading right now. So it's a mindset. Freedom is a mindset. You know how many people probably worked on a plantation and probably looked at that shit as a job? I get up and I do my job because that was the circumstance. I got to get up for master because he said to bring a horse around, or I have to clean. And
that's why I said
it was a
job.
Right. To other people that was like, man, niggas need to be doing some other shit. We don't need to be out here. This is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot.
Who feeds you?
Right.
Master feeds you.
Right. So
and this is the mentality. If a lot of niggas wasn't enslaved, they would have been poor, broke, and been bums and living in the woods out there because they wouldn't have been able to take care of themselves.
I've seen a thing because I'm always doing.
Let's be real.
The black people that had made it out of slavery or wasn't born into slavery. No, the black people that wasn't born into slavery or had made it out of slavery. Because remember, colleges around the 1800s, colleges were being 1800s, colleges were being built for black people. Maybe they had like 10 to 20 people, but that's where you get all these historically black colleges from. So you have, now this is changing. This is the demographic within itself. You have these black educated people who weren't from the South or have made it out of the South, who live in completely different areas and are trying to look dignified. They were upset when the Southerner people started moving and migrating because they was like, they're making us look fucking bad. They out here hustling and trying to do shit to get it, right? Because they're coming from a bad situation. They don't have the education that you did. They can't go out and get the jobs that you did because they've only been working on the plantation. They can't use no fucking pen and press. But so now that
but even before that, I'm even before that time. Even before that time, the average person that tried to get away from slavery or wasn't in slavery did not survive. Why? Because at that time, you needed a master to eat. You needed a master to sustain life.
But if you didn't have a master, you had a homeboy. You saw the Django. You see, it was always
the movie.
But no, what I'm saying is, unfortunately, as the black man, regardless of how educated you were always going to need that right foot in the door. If you look at history, any of the black men that have become the elites, or that you hear about, or that you don't do the research about, because it's a lot. At one point, black fellas was running Europe, there's
another thing too. We had a lot of black elite people even in slavery days. Right. That's what people don't realize.
They don't tell it.
They don't tell it about you.
But to be completely honest, I do history research and all of that stuff because that's what I like. But to be honest, to sit a child in a classroom and try to give it, it's not realistic. You have to be that's why learning is something that is done not only inside of school but outside of school.
For instance,
it's so much.
Like during slavery, we had, like, this is what people don't understand. During slavery, there were black slave owners.
Right.
And they were looked at also on the level as the white slave owner because they had just as much as money as the white man, but they were a black slave owner.
Right. And it's always been.
But what made it was just like a corporation. What made you on the level as me was based off of how many slaves you had.
Right.
That was your cattle, how much property.
Right.
So people always think that it was just the white man that was enslaving people. No, bro, we were enslaving black people too.
Right. And the only reason that took place is because they wanted the land. I noticed that now as I've gotten older, I've seen some things. It wasn't what we internalized it. That's why I said representation and how we get information is important, because when you start to understand American history and how that whole side was just them. It was nothing but Mexico and land. And only this part was the land, because the other part was Mexico before they ran that way. But remember, they ran this way. And you had to get rid of the slaves. You had to take that land in order to incorporate it and come this way. That brought more money, right? So when they did, because I told you I watched the movie the other day, Queen, Alex Haley, once slavery had abolished, they burned those people's land. They took their food. So if it wasn't just about freeing the people, why are you burning my land, my property? Why are you taking my food? You bankrupted me. It was because they wanted to take you over. And then after that, they came over and got Mexico too. It was always about money and taking over land. You have to expand.
No, that's how we
right. So it wasn't always so.
It's always about
the slaves. It really wasn't even about us. It really wasn't even about us. That was, you had to free the slaves.
Well, you had to free the slaves
to get the land. Free the slaves in order to get the land.
That's why we ended up fighting with them, because our slave owners told us, if you want us, if the slave owners basically said, bro, they trying, if you want to keep what we got to fight together.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the other side say, the Republican side say, bro, if you come fight with us, we gonna free you. You come fight with us, we'll free you. So you had one side, the Democrats fighting to keep their shit, and then you had the Republicans fighting to take your shit. But the Republicans said, if you come with me, you ain't got to be a slave no more. The same thing they do with other countries to this day. When they want to take over Iran, Iraq, they say, if you come with us and go against your master, you ain't got to worry about this shit no more. You be free.
Right.
That's what
she was in the movie. She was like, you feminists. You know how the movies make it look like you guys let them come in and take your people, take your homes, all you've ever known.
But that's why most countries hate us, because they feel like, yo, you allow America to come in and separate and take your shit and separate everything that y'all create. But that's the same way they did that's how they created America.
Yeah.
Boom,
that's how you said it. It wasn't America. We created America. That's named America. It wasn't America. The United States that you say. Remember, we started out in 13 colonies. Mm-hmm. Right. So that's what I'm saying. It has gradually, but where did those people come from? All of those people came from like Spain, Portugal, all other countries. We named this motherfucker. So all of those people were Spanish. Why do you think like you have that's why slavery is such a prevalent time, because people were moving everywhere. You got black people in Brazil speaking Portuguese. Like that's our dominant language is Portuguese. So it's like they were moving here. It wasn't America. Americans doing it to Americans, just like it wasn't black slaves doing it to other blacks. It's the same shit. They was coming from these other countries, getting on this land, hearing about it. Oh, you purchasing land down there? These people are buying land. There's a whole new country and they're building down there. Oh, well, we know where we could get the slaves from, because we know we have to build communities here. We're going to go get it. So what are they doing? They moving around. And once they get here, niggas is trying to get space. So they moving this way. And you got to take down other motherfuckers so that you can conquer the whole thing. Now it's called the United States of America. And we still talking about the 1800s in 2025. You get what I'm saying? It's fucking, we need to worry about 2025.
We talking about 2025 and 2003.
Yeah, no, according to everybody, it's gonna be AI. Ain't gonna be
but they'll still be talking about us. At the end of the day, no matter where you go in time, they'll be talking about everything before you. That's how it goes. That's automatically. You feel me, young? Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Ooh, man, this should be crazy, y'all. Y'all know me. What y'all got going? What y'all got going, man? It's just me and Kimmy chopping it up. Y'all know we just be talking. That's how we talk all day. We just be talking. You know, I got a big mouth. You already know. I watch how niggas fall back. I told them I need all that. My daughter got a prom tomorrow, y'all. But it's all good. Mm-hmm. That's my baby. She cries, she wants to. Crying, she wants to. Huh? Call me the granddaddy of the shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm about to give me something to eat. I don't know what I'm gonna eat today, but I'm hungry. I might give me a chicken parm. I had to change my way of life so I could be a real nigga. Get back to work. I know I'm gonna deal with you. I ain't pressured by the dough, so I'm hitting like a still picture. All right, I'll be back, y'all. Later on, I'll probably hit the stage one more time before I go to work. Probably like around 6, 5. After when people come home. It's Good Friday though. Salute to everybody out there, man. Appreciate you tapping in.